Harry Potter needs almost no introduction. It's the series that got a whole generation reading for fun and captured the imaginations of fans of all ages. J.K. Rowling's world is both familiar and magical, blending dragons, trolls, and wizards with ordinary Muggle life. Harry might battle a dragon or write on parchment, but he also rides the London subway with Hagrid, drawing curious stares. This mix of the everyday and the magical is also seen in the creatures he meets. From classic beings like dragons and unicorns, to Rowling's own unique creations, the wizarding world is full of fascinating beasts. In this video, we'll take a look at all the magical creatures in the Harry Potter franchise. Without any further ado, let's dive right into it. First, we have the Phoenix. The Phoenix is one of the rarest and most powerful magical birds in the wizarding world. It's famous for its ability to burst into flames and then be reborn from its own ashes. Because of this cycle of death and rebirth, a phoenix can live for an extremely long time. Its feathers shine in bright red and gold, and its tail is as long and beautiful as a peacock's. In the dark, its feathers give off a soft, glowing light. In the wild, phoenixes usually live on tall mountain peaks, where few creatures can reach them. Even though they're very rare, a phoenix can sometimes bond with a wizard and become a loyal companion. They're known for their strong sense of loyalty and intelligence. A phoenix isn't just a pet, it's a lifelong partner. Albus Dumbledore's phoenix, Fawkes, showed just how amazing these birds can be. His tears had healing powers and could cure serious injuries. He was also strong enough to carry heavy weights that no normal bird could lift. The phoenix represents hope, rebirth, and loyalty, which makes it one of the most legendary creatures in Harry Potter. Next up, we have Thestrals. Thestrals are a rare and mysterious breed of winged horse. What makes them unique is that they can only be seen by people who have witnessed death. Their ghostly appearance shows their connection to the world beyond life. They have skeletal bodies, reptile-like faces, and large bat-like wings. Because of their strange looks, many people consider them bad omens, even though they're very intelligent and can be loyal to certain humans. Thestrals are originally from the British Isles and Ireland. At Hogwarts, they quietly pull the school carriages to and from the castle, even though most students don't realize it. Despite their eerie appearance, Thestrals are calm, strong, and surprisingly gentle creatures once you earn their trust. Dementors are the next creatures to feature on this list. Dementors are some of the most terrifying creatures in the wizarding world. They look like floating hooded wraiths and feed on human happiness. Being near a Dementor makes people feel cold, hopeless, and filled with despair. The most dangerous thing they can do is called the Dementor's Kiss. This is when a Dementor sucks out a person's soul, leaving them alive but empty, like a shell. Dementors were used as guards for the wizard prison Azkaban, but they don't normally live anywhere else. The only way to protect yourself from them is with a powerful spell called the Patronus Charm. Eating chocolate can also help calm some of the feelings they bring. Harry Potter was especially affected by the Dementors because of the trauma from his parents' murder. His teacher, Professor Lupin, explained that that is not a sign of weakness. He said that Dementors affect Harry more than others because he has faced horrors in his past that others have not. After Dementors, we have another terrifying creature known as a basilisk. Basilisks are giant snakes with deadly fangs and venom that can kill. What makes them truly dangerous is their gaze. Looking directly into a basilisk's eyes can kill a person instantly. Even seeing its eyes in a reflection or through a camera won't kill, but will turn the victim into stone, a state called petrification. Basilisks are born in a very strange way. A chicken egg must be hatched under a toad, which is why they are extremely rare. Because of how dangerous they are, breeding basilisks was banned in the medieval times. These creatures are not just wild monsters, they're loyal to wizards who can speak Parseltongue, the language of snakes. This ability is very rare and has been seen in dark wizards like Tom Riddle and Salazar Slytherin. Now we have dragons. I don't think you know, but dragons are my favorite creatures. They are just insanely fascinating. Dragons are some of the most famous and fearsome creatures in the wizarding world. They're huge, fire-breathing reptiles with scales as hard as armor and wings strong enough to lift them into the sky. Different types of dragons have different abilities. For example, the Hungarian horntail is known for being aggressive and very hard to control, while the Welsh green is calmer and more predictable. Dragons are extremely dangerous. They have sharp claws, deadly teeth, and fire that can melt almost anything. Wizards need special training to handle them safely, and even then, it's never easy. Dragon keeping is not for the faint-hearted, or for anyone who hates the smell of smoke. Some dragons have even been used in wizarding tournaments like the Triwizard Tournament, where champions had to face them in challenges. So if you ever meet a dragon, remember one thing: don't try to hug it unless you like getting singed. Next, we have hippogriffs, who are proud magical creatures with the front half of an eagle and the back half of a horse. They demand respect and will only trust someone who bows to them properly. If you're careless or rude, they can scratch or kick with their sharp claws. Buckbeak, a famous hippogriff, showed great bravery and loyalty to those who treated him well. You could say hippogriffs are the type of creature who silently judge you if you wear socks with sandals. After this, we have the acromantulas. These are giant spiders that can grow as big as a small car. They're very intelligent and can even speak human language in a creepy way. Acromantulas spin huge webs to catch their prey and are extremely dangerous to anyone who gets too close. Some wizards study them for research, but they are definitely not the kind of creatures you want as pets. Next is Nagini. She's a large magical snake who is very loyal to her master. Nagini is extremely dangerous and can attack anyone who threatens her or her master. She's intelligent and can follow commands, which makes her both a deadly opponent and a faithful companion. And if you ever think about trying to pet her, remember, she might hiss hello, but it might end up being your last. Werewolves are human who transform into wolf-like creatures during the full moon. They're very strong and fast, but also very dangerous when transformed. Being bitten by a werewolf can pass on the curse, which is why people fear them. Some werewolves can control themselves with medicine or magic, but if you see one on a full moon night, it's best not to ask for a hug. Next, we have centaurs. They have the upper body of a human and the lower body of a horse. Centaurs are very intelligent and know a lot about magic and the stars. They usually live far from humans and don't like being treated as lesser beings. If you want to stay on their good side, be respectful or risk seeing how fast a centaur can kick. Then there are unicorns. These are magical horses with shining white coats and long spiraled horns. They're very pure and can heal with their blood, hair, or horn. Unicorns are shy and only show themselves to those with pure hearts. And if you think about sneaking up to pet one, remember, unicorns don't give free rides, no matter how cute you are. After this, we have merpeople. Merpeople are magical beings that live underwater in lakes and rivers. They have the upper body of a human and the tail of a fish. Merpeople live in organized communities with their own rules and traditions. They're skilled swimmers and can hold their breath for a long time. They can speak to each other in a special underwater language and sometimes can understand human speech. While they're generally peaceful, they can become very protective of their homes and attack intruders. Next are grindylows. They're small but dangerous water creatures that live in ponds, lakes, and other watery places. They have long fingers and sharp nails, which they use to grab and pull anything that comes too close. Grindylows are very aggressive and can be hard to fight because they move quickly in water. They are known to attack humans who swim into their territory and are mostly active at night. Then we have boggarts. These magical creatures can change shape to look like a person's worst fear. They usually hide in dark or quiet places until someone comes near. Boggarts are not dangerous if confronted properly, because they only scare people. The best way to fight a boggart is to use a spell called Ridiculous, which forces it to take on a funny or harmless shape. Boggarts are very clever and will always try to appear as something terrifying to the person facing them. Following this, let's talk about Cornish pixies. These tiny magical creatures are only a few inches tall and are bright blue in color. Pixies are very mischievous and love to play tricks. They often fly around in groups, causing chaos wherever they go. Despite their small size, they're surprisingly strong and hard to control. A classroom full of Cornish pixies can quickly turn into a big mess, even for experienced wizards. Moving from small but chaotic creatures to clever and serious ones, we have goblins. Goblins are intelligent magical beings known for their skill in metalwork and running banks. They are shorter than humans, with long fingers and sharp features. Goblins manage Gringotts, the wizarding bank, and are very careful with their treasure and contracts. They're excellent negotiators and take great pride in their abilities. While they usually avoid fighting, a goblin who feels disrespected can be extremely dangerous. Next are mountain trolls. These enormous creatures live in caves and mountains. Trolls are very strong, but not very smart. They have thick skin that protects them from most attacks, long arms and heavy clubs that they can use as weapons. Mountain trolls are usually solitary and will attack anyone who comes too close. Their strength and size make them a serious threat to anyone in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm pretty sure all of us know about house elves. They're small magical creatures with large ears and big expressive eyes. They're extremely loyal and usually serve wizarding families, often performing chores and household tasks with incredible skill. House elves have their own powerful magic, which can be different from what wizards use. They can appear anywhere, even where magic is normally blocked, and can be very clever when protecting their masters. While they are devoted, they also value their freedom, and giving a house elf clothes is a way to set them free. From the tiny and loyal house elves, we move to giants. Giants are enormous humanoid creatures that live in remote mountains and forests. They're very strong and can be dangerous when angered, but they're not very intelligent. Giants usually keep to themselves, but they sometimes come into conflict with humans or wizards when their territory is threatened. Despite their size, they can be reasoned with if approached carefully, though very few have the courage to try. Finally, we have ghouls. These creatures live in dark and abandoned places like attics or basements. They're not very dangerous, but their appearance can be scary. Ghouls are mischievous and enjoy making noise, moving objects, or surprising anyone who comes near. While they don't have the power to harm people seriously, they are often blamed for strange happenings in old houses. Ghouls are usually harmless, but they're a reminder that even in the wizarding world, some creatures are best left alone. That's it, folks. Let me know in the comments which creature is your favorite. Until next time.